From the sun-baked streets of Ouagadougou to the bustling cities of Abidjan, a powerful storm of resistance is reshaping Africa's destiny. Old regimes are crumbling, new leaders are emerging, and the echoes of revolution grow louder by the day. Today, we dive deep into the unrest shaking Côte d'Ivoire, the fading grip of foreign influence in West Africa, and the revolutionary tides transforming the region. This isn't just politics, it's a movement. Africa is waking up, and the world must take notice that on the surface, the protests in Côte d'Ivoire may seem like just another political uprising. But beneath the chants and demonstrations, something far more profound is unfolding. The people are demanding the removal of President Ouattara, a leader increasingly seen as a relic of a bygone era, one where foreign powers dictated the fate of African nations. Critics accuse Ouattara of turning a blind eye to rampant poverty, suppressing press freedom, and allowing foreign corporations to dominate Ivorian resources. But the most damning charge? His perceived loyalty lies not with the people of Abidjan, but with Paris. Tensions have simmered for years. Ouattara's controversial third-term bid, crackdowns on dissent, and tightening authoritarian rule have only fueled public anger. Now, with mass protests surging and whispers of military intervention growing louder, the tide may finally be turning. Across the country, protesters wave Pan-African flags, chanting for justice and an end to foreign interference. To understand today's unrest, we must revisit history. France may have granted its African colonies independence decades ago, but it never truly let go. Through economic strongholds like the CFA franc, a currency still controlled by Paris, military bases, and corporate monopolies, France has maintained a vice-like grip on its former territories. Leaders who dared challenge this system faced brutal consequences. Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso was assassinated. Laurent Gbagbo of Côte d'Ivoire was ousted and imprisoned. The message was clear: defy foreign interests, and you will be removed. But a new generation refuses to accept this fate. Armed with social media, grassroots organizing, and a renewed sense of Pan-African identity, young Africans are exposing the mechanisms of neocolonialism and demanding their dismantling. The new vanguard, Africa's revolutionary leaders at the forefront of this movement, is Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the 36-year-old leader of Burkina Faso. His rise to power in 2022 was swift and decisive. A young military officer fed up with corruption and foreign dependency, Traoré didn't just take control, he ignited a revolution. Within months, he expelled French troops, rejected Western-backed economic policies, and forged alliances with other African nations. To many, Traoré embodies the spirit of Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's revolutionary hero, whose vision of self-reliance was cut short. His message is simple: Africa must be ruled by Africans, but Traoré is not alone. Across the region, a domino effect is unfolding. Mali's military government has kicked out French forces and pivoted toward Russia and regional allies. Niger's coup leaders have defied Western sanctions, refusing to bow to foreign pressure. Guinea's young revolutionaries are rewriting the rules of governance, rejecting decades of exploitation. These nations aren't just breaking free. They're building a new African identity, one rooted in sovereignty, unity, and self-determination. This isn't just about politics. It's about culture, identity, and the reclaiming of history. Across social media, young Africans are rallying under slogans like #NoToForeignBases and #AfricaForAfricans. They're dissecting the lies of neocolonialism, reviving the teachings of Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, and Amilcar Cabral, and demanding economic systems that serve African people, not foreign elites. Even regional bodies like ECOWAS and the African Union are under pressure. No longer content with symbolic gestures, the people demand real action. An end to the CFA franc and the creation of independent African currencies. The expulsion of foreign military bases from African soil. Economic policies that prioritize African labor, resources, and innovation. The road ahead, challenges and hope. The path to true liberation is fraught with obstacles. Western powers will not relinquish control easily. Economic sanctions, propaganda, and covert interference remain their weapons of choice. Some African elites, 2. Remain entrenched in the old system, profiting from the status quo. But the momentum is undeniable. From Senegal to the Congo, from Burkina Faso to South Africa, the call for freedom, dignity, and unity grows louder. The unrest in Côte d'Ivoire could be the next spark in a continental fire. If change comes there, it may inspire even bolder movements across the continent. This is more than a wave of coups, more than economic policy shifts. This is a spiritual reawakening. For centuries, Africa's story was written by outsiders. Now, a new narrative is being penned by the students in the streets, the soldiers rejecting foreign orders, the artists and thinkers resurrecting forgotten histories. Africa is rising, not as a passive bystander in global affairs, but as a leader, a unifier, a force to be reckoned with. The world is watching. The question is, will it listen? What do you think? Can Africa truly break free from neocolonialism? Drop your thoughts below, subscribe, and join the movement. The revolution will not be televised, it will be lived.